Hello guys, welcome back, it's me again, and today we are going to be looking at Star Wars Battlefront 2 for almost this week. But today we're going to be looking at everything about all the different tanks, ships and starfighters that we have seen in Star Wars, which has been revealed for Star Wars Battlefront 2. This is going to be going through from the Clone Wars era straight to the First Order and the Resistance era. So, without any further ado, we will begin. And if you guys don't know of any what these ships are, I can easily make a video for you guys if you just leave a comment below if you don't know what it is, just to make other things a bit easier for you. I'm going to start with the nice and easy. We're going to start with the First Order. Now, first of all, we got the Resurgent Star Destroyer. This is the main Star Destroyer of the First Order's fleet. First thing we see in Episode 7, and the first thing we see in the Star Wars Starfighter Assault trailer. Next, we get the First Order TIE Fighters. These are just the upgrade version of the normal TIE Fighters from the Empire. Next, we have the Atmospheric Assault Lander. That's shown very far in distance in the picture here, which was actually is part of it, so we're going to see this somewhere. Now for some ground vehicles, we get our only look at the First Order Snowspeeder, and that is not much to go on, but it will probably be a vehicle we can start driving about in. Now back in space again, we get a first look at Kyro Lens, the TIE Silencer, which is, I think it's quite cool. We actually get to see some stuff from The Last Jedi in this. Now let's go on to the Resistance while we're here. Now we get a first look at the T-70 models of the X-Wing models, and we also get to look at the black one, which is Poe Dameron's personal fighter, which is quite cool. Surprisingly, this is all I could find from the trailers. This is directly from the trailers, all these vehicles. So there's only Poe Dameron's ship, but we do know there's a new version of the bombers. We might get them involved. I know there will be A-Wings because they were shown in the Last Jedi trailer. But well, let's move on from that. Now we get some stuff from the Clone Wars era. Now let's go for the Confederacy of Independent Systems, or the CIS. Now for a start, for ground vehicles, we will be getting the AAT Tank. This is the main assault tank for the Separatists. And we'll be also getting the MTT Transport, which was one of the main vehicles that we first saw in Episode 1, designed to take droids into battle, and was also a part of the invasion of Naboo. Now let's start looking into space. For a start, we get the C-9979 landing craft, which is basically the one that we see flying above Naboo during the beta, and was the main vehicle used to deploy troops on Naboo in Episode 1. Next, we get a first look at the droid control ship, which is actually again taken from the scene of the Lucrehulk battleship. I hope I'm saying its name right. This is actually from the Clone Wars. This is probably one of the big battles over Lyloth, which was actually quite one of my favourite ones to see Ahsoka and Anakin Skywalker together. Now, we do get the Vulture droid now. So this is our Starfighters. We've only got 2 scenes so far in this. We have the Vulture droid, which is the main droid used by the Separatist forces throughout the Clone Wars and during the invasion of Naboo. And we also get the Tri-Fighter, which was first seen in Episode 3, loading buzz droids to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Now let's go into some bigger ships. First one we get is the Providence-class carrier or destroyer. This is the main Separatist ship for commanding frigates, mostly seen General Grievous in Episode 3 and shown many times through the Clone Wars. Now we get the first of the Banking Crown frigate. This is the main frigate used by the Separatist forces. As I said, it's a frigate, so it carries quite a lot of firepower in its hull. And we also get the the Zoltan-class light destroyer. Now that's quite a supportive ship, but it has a very strong, powerful cannon at the front. Hopefully we can actually get a fire on these ships, but we only see this shown in the main picture where it's displayed in the end of the trailers usually, and it's at the front page of the Star Wars Battlefront 2 website and so on. Now first we get the look of our clones. Yes, there's not much for the droids, but we get for the clones now. Now for a start we get the Venator-Class destroyer. This is the main ship used by the Republic Army during the Clone Wars. Next we get the smaller ships, such as the ARC-170 fighter. This was one of my favorite fighters during the episode 3-man pilot, and that's basically it. But it looks like they've pretty much detailed inside the fighter as much as they've done on the outside. And they've also done the V-Wing. This was also introduced into the beta, which was played back in a couple of weeks ago. And also we get our first look at the Y-Wing bomber. This is the Clone Wars version of the bomber. That's where we get it from. That's where we get it from. Now we also get a look at Yoda's Starfighter. Very nice. It is the ETA Mark II of the Jedi Starfighter, which is pretty cool, which is the same one that we see Anakin and Obi-Wan fight in the Battle of Coruscant over Coruscant. And we also get the Delta 7 Jedi Starfighter, which is the one that we see Obi-Wan Kenobi use in Episode 2 to find Geonosis. We also get our first look at the Public Light Cruiser, which is just a very small ship, not very too important, but it's got a little bit of firepower, seen by Obi-Wan and mainly through the Clone Wars, and then gets put into Imperial service. We get our first look at the LAAT gunship, which is going to be one of my favorite gunships. Hopefully we can actually get a flyer on that thing instead of just getting dropped off as a little spawn point sort of thing. Now that's all we've got for the spacecraft that we have for the public. We haven't had anything about the ATTE. I'm very surprised about that because that is the main walker and the predecessor to the AT-AT walker, which we'll get to eventually. Now we have the ATRT ground walker, which was used in the beta as well, and that's pretty much it for that. Now let's go on to the main original era. Now, the Galactic Civil War between the Rebel Alliance and the Galactic Empire. For a start, we're going to go for the Empire and its Imperial space vehicles, or ships. Now, for first of our main ships for the Empire, we're going to start in the space. Now, for a start, we're going to get the original Class 1 Star Destroyer. This is kind of an obvious one because it's literally everywhere in the Empire. It's in the trailers, it's in the movies, it's everywhere. It's the main thing for the Empire. Now the other ship we have is the Light Command Cruiser. Well, I call it the Light Command Cruiser, but its real name's shown here. Now this was first seen in Star Wars Rebels. This was actually previously made the Republic Light Cruiser. That's why I called it the Light Cruiser. And then it got transferred to the Empire and started taking control of most of the Galactic Legions while the Republic was changing their Venator-Class Star Destroyers to the Imperial Class 1 Star Destroyers. And also we'll be getting a new kind of ship, which is the Imperial Rader-Class Corvette. Now this is obviously going to get shown in here for the Infernal Squad's main ship, which is quite a good ship. I like it. It's small, but this should be interesting to see what the Corvette has in store for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now we have done all the ships that we've seen, the big ones. Now let's go for the smaller ones, the ones that the Empire makes it worth its while. For a start, we have the Imperial Tri-Fighter, the original Tri-Fighter we've seen from episode 4, 5 and 6. We also have the TIE Interceptor, a nice new addition to come back. Hopefully it's much better played this time, because I thought it was quite fast and stupidly fast firing. And we also get the new TIE Bomber. This is what I think is quite interesting. We never had the TIE Bomber before. Now, that's all we have for the Imperial's main ships for craft, but I hope they deem more like the TIE Defender maybe, because that is now canon. Same as the Corvette, because the Corvette was never canonized until Disney. I might thank Disney for something. Now for the hero ships or villain ships, we have Slave 1. Yes, we have Slave 1, which I think is quite interesting, because the fact is, we're going to get an episode 5 version of Slave 1. This is the ship that was owned by Boba Fett, and we also get to get used in the Clone Wars era as Slave 1, which was owned by Jango Fett. So we're going to get 2 versions of the same ship, but in different eras, which I thought was quite interesting. And also, the other hero ship we will be getting will be Vader's TIE Advanced. Now, I saw this ship, we actually got to look inside the TIE Advanced. Not much to say, to be honest, but this looks pretty interesting to get Vader's TIE Advanced back into action. Now let's get down to some ground vehicles which have been confirmed. I'm saying confirmed as being shown in trailer. I don't care if it's storyline or not. But we get the AT-AT Walker back. Yes, we have the Imperial might to come back with force, which I thought was just amazing. They don't need to do much for the AT-AT from the first game, but just make it look a bit better and make the weapons a little bit underpowered. Actually, make them overpowered. Forget what I said the first time. Now, we also get the AT-ST, which was seen in the first trailer, for the story trailer on Endor, which was quite interesting to see the AT-ST and the AT back from the main game, which was interesting. Now, I believe that is all the vehicles we have for the Empire, so let's go on to the Rebel Alliance. Now, obviously for a start, we're going to get the X-Wing fighter, obviously. This is the original version. And we also will be getting the A-Wing back into service. And we will be getting the Y-Wing back. Yes, we'll be getting the Y-Wing, and we can actually go in it and start dropping bombs, unlike we could do in the last game. So that'll be very interesting for Starfighter mode. For bigger ships, or let's say famous ships, we have the Millennium Falcon, owned by Han Solo. Now this ship is a better one compared to the last one, because the last time the Millennium Falcon was not one of my favorite ships to fly. It was just like they calls it.
What about that ship? That was garbage!
Yeah, pretty much that's what I thought it was like. And it's good to be modified to the episode 7 version, which means it'll be, I think, doesn't have a dish or something, but it's better anyway. And we'll be also getting LAAT 5. Now, if you don't know what LAAT 5 is, that is the X-Wing fighter owned by Luke Skywalker. Now, that'll be interesting to see that one getting shown as you can play it. I hope it is just better than somebody say, let's go and make an X-Wing, and then just put Luke Skywalker's name in front of it, and maybe you'll notice. We pay attention. And another one I just about forgot, which is a vehicle. We have Tauntauns! Tauntauns! Yes, we have Tauntauns! It is a vehicle. You probably someone on it. It's a Tauntaun. Han Solo even rated one. The Tauntauns. We get to ride those. Finally, we waited 3 years since we last did that. Not true. Battlefront 2. They were amazing. And another fighter I actually forgot to mention was the N-1 Naboo Starfighter. I can't believe I forgot that ship for a start, but that is going to be one of the new ships we'll be flying. So hopefully we might actually get to play some other ships, some from more famous ships, maybe the Geonosian Spy ship, or some other ships. Now let's go into the bigger ships of the franchise for the Rebellion. Now I can't remember what the Rebellion ships names are called, so then they're very, very brief, so it was very impossible for me to take pictures of them. But for a start, we do get Mon Calamari ships. Obviously, we'll get ones not like Home 1, but we did see one attacking the Fondor base when Iden Versio's meeting our father there. Now that we also get at the same time, we get to see Alderanian Corvettes. Now, I hope I'm saying that name right, because the planet is now destroyed. Thank you, Tarkin. So, we get those ships as support ships when you're playing Starfighter Assault, which is quite interesting, when they're with the light carriers as well, when it's both sides on the battlefront. And for the bigger ones, we get a Nebulon frigates. These are the ones that we see in Episode 5 at the end of the movie, and they do get shown in the Battle of Jakku, as well as the Mon Calamari ships. I am so sorry I'm saying Mon Calamari long, but, well, they're fish people, so deal with it. So I think that is all the ships we have, which has been shown in Star Wars Battlefront. Now, if you guys don't know what these ships, any of these were, I am pleased and happy to make a video on what these ships are. If you want a specific one, I can do that. But if you don't know what these are, just leave a comment below and I'll figure it out for you. Or if you just like ships as much as I do, say which one is your favourite. Or what's your favourite thing about Star Wars ships? But if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. But put a support to the subscribe page. We will begin a Patreon page soon. And take a look at our Facebook page. It's slow, but it's a growing cause for the Empire. The new Empire for this Earth. Thank you, and may the Force be with you. Always.